how do we actually fix the engines inside of us, our mitochondria, and the currency of energy in our body, ATP. I'm gonna show you all about how to make more of it and not grind the gears while you're doing it, which wears your body out over time. If you're fatigued, if you're cramping, if you have heart-related issues, arrhythmia issues, if your brain is foggy or bogged down, or maybe you're in cognitive decline, this is huge. We all need energy. Energy is life. Once we lose it, we're gone. We're just a pile of dust we go back to. So that life force, that energy in us, how do we achieve it? Here's the 7 main areas I'm gonna break down on how to get more energy. Long-lasting, long-term, all-day energy, not just short-term energy. How do we get to this point? How does this happen? So how can we test some of these things? Here's some of my top blood tests to take a look at to get better understanding. Some of these are very hard to test when it comes to all 7 of the reasons for low energy, but your metabolism, look at fasting insulin, look at your blood sugar. If these are still off, A1C, blood glucose, fasting insulin, you still need to be addressing what you're eating and you need to do rotational fasting, okay? That's still gotta be the source of the energy problem. ATP, you could take a look at your red blood cell, magnesium, you could take a look at your B vitamin levels, you could have them test to see if you have the MTHFR gene mutation. The disclaimer on number 2 here is you're just testing what's in your blood, which means you might have high B12 levels in your blood and low energy. How? Because you're not absorbing it. It's not in the cells. It's in your blood. It's in your blood cells. It's not in your tissues. That's a big problem. So you have an absorption issue a lot of times. That's when I go after fixing the gut. Okay, more circulation. You can check iron. I highly recommend checking ferritin. I think it's one of the most important numbers you can check. You can check ESR, you can check platelets. This is gonna help with inflammation, but checking these numbers to know the weight of your blood, the propensity it has to pool. And ferritin gives a lot of insight into that. And if ferritin is high, and by high, it starts getting up over 100, you start getting into that 150, 200, 300 range, you need to give blood and you need to get on cleansing your liver to help out that circulation. You need to give blood and you need to do the liver cleanse. Free radicals. Just look at your liver. How's that doing? AST and ALT are probably done every time at your physical because liver health affects over 100 million Americans alone, let alone people around the world. So AST, ALT, okay? Check those. We need to get those down. If they're up, do the liver cleanse, do the protocol, okay? Stress, you could look at red blood cells. You could also do a cortisol saliva test. That's a little more deep. I think a lot of us know we're stressed. I would rather you just focus on doing what you know to do to start lowering stress levels, okay? If you need stress supporters and adaptogenic herbs, you got sleep, you got the paced breathing, you got magnesium, we got B vitamins. There's a lot of things to help support this. Inflammation, I like lactase dehydrogenase. Actually, when I had mine measured this year, LDH is, you can measure 5 different areas and it'll actually tell you if inflammation's built up in the brain, in the kidneys. It's rather interesting, okay? To tell different areas of the body. All my isoenzymes were good. CRP is gonna really look at stress on the heart. Homocysteine is another way to measure inflammation. I think CRP is the most common one here for inflammation, but you may try to get them to do the lactate dehydrogenase isoenzymes. The lab I even went to have this done, I even had to press them on it. And I'm like, I'm a doctor, order the test. And they're like, okay, we've never had a request for this one before. They had to stretch them a little bit. So it might be a tough challenge. At least do CRP to track your inflammation levels. Sleep, I would measure vitamin D. You want to know the form of D3 levels, not D2, so have them measure both, okay? You could have a lot of D2 that might be making your vitamin D's levels look really high when you want to make sure you have vitamin D3 high. Above 50 is the ideal goal. And then you can go deeper tests if you want, but again, do what you know to do first. There it is. You can fix your cellular energy. And I believe when you do that, you heal not only feeling better and performing better, but your brain and your heart and your digestive system and the inflammation in your liver, all boats rise. When you fix how your body makes its one major need of ATP, you can do it.